Assalamu alaikum. Get to know your Lord. First part of the Right Belief series by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. This dynamic literary work of art's main goal is to revive an understanding the names and attributes of Allah. And understanding the name and attributes of Allah will elevate our faith, strengthen us, and keep us steadfast. This wonderful book is now available in an audiobook format and can be found free of charge on YouTube, channel Karim Abu Zaid. Get to know your Lord. You have nothing to lose.
Be mindful of Allah. He speaks of all things. He speaks of the women and children. Doesn't leave out anything. Leave out anything. The rights of women, children, and society.
Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers presents a new class taught by Dr. Ibrahim Jamali. The rights of women and children in Islam, defined by Surah and Nisa. Streaming on all major platforms every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Sunnahfollowers. Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers presents a new class to add to your Islamic lineup, calling the Muslims back to the Sunnah with the understanding of the companions. A new edition taught and broken down by Ustadah Laila Nasheeba. Tarbiyah, brotherhood and sisterhood in Islam. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here, streaming on all major platforms, channel Sunnahfollowers.
Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level. Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level. Enjoin the good and forbid the evil. Stay near to the clear and far away if it's unknown. It's based on knowledge, gentleness, and patience. Let's work on doing things to get it to the next level. Open your eyes and look around. Open your eyes. See the very things that you read about coming true. Don't you realize the moments are near? Correct yourself in your affairs. He has made it crystal clear. These are the signs of the time.
Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers, new class. Stay tuned.
Signs of the times. Seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger. The seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger. The seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger. The seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger. The seerah of the Prophet Muhammad, the final messenger. Most powerful, just my Redeemer, provide
The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, anyone who puts to memory the names of Allah can only be guaranteed paradise. But it's not just simple remembrance. It's taking the names of Allah and seeing that He is who He says He is, and then applying it to your heart and showing it through your actions. Join Ustadah Laila Nasheeba as she takes us through the names and attributes of Allah.
Message from Sunnahfollowers. This is from Sheikh Saleh. We need to unite. Sisters, wear your hijab. Wear your beards. Be proud of your beards. Stay home, stay in your home. Stand up, unite, and stand for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's right, Saleh. We all should stand up in solidarity, not transgressing the limits of Allah, but standing together with patience and understanding. This is Sunnahfollowers.
With dignity, humility, and balance.
Join us every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the Sis Laila live call-in and answer show. Please join Ustadah Laila Nasheeba if you have any questions in regards to this theme. Call in at 862-370-2838. Now streaming on various platforms right here on Sunnahfollowers.
Sister Laila live, Sister Laila live, weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Laila live, Sister Laila. Invite your friends and family, make it cozy. Ask Sister Laila.
Call in.
And by the way, what are you getting upstairs today? Let's talk about it.
Any other questions?
This is gonna be good.
Welcome to Ask Sister Laila Live.
And by the way, what are you getting upstairs today? Let's talk about it.
Wait a minute.
Time for the Ask Sister Laila live show.
This is
Lines
gonna
are
be
now
good.
open. 862-370-2838.
Okay, Ina alhamdulillah, wa salat wa salam ala wa rasulallah. I want to welcome everybody to the Call In and Ask Sister Laila live show. And yes, this is the show where as you can call in once a week and get your questions about Islam answered. And if I'm not able to answer a question, don't fret. I do have Sheikh Morsi, Sheikh Abu Atayib, who is a scholar of this religion, and he's also my personal teacher. Oh yeah. You guys want to know where all that understanding comes from about those hadiths? Oh yeah. People can tell I'm Abu Atayib student, his best student. He'll tell you that. I'm his best. Alhamdulillah. Well, Sheikh Morsi, inshallah, is on standby, to help me if I need his help, which I probably will. I always do. And nobody knows it all anyway. And also, guys, we do have Sheikh Dr. Ibrahim Jamali, who likes to pop in from time to time to contribute, to that question and answering sequence here. And a lot of people may ask, how can I get my questions answered? Real simple. If you guys are on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, if you're on DLive, if you're on Twitch, if you're on LinkedIn and Twitter, all you have to do on those 7 platforms is just type your question, and inshallah, I will be able to see it. Let me type here so we can get it started. Yeah, there you go. I can see it on Twitch, DLive, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. So if you have and Twitch, if you have a question, you can type it on the screen if you're on any of those platforms, and I'll try to answer it. Also, you can join our Zoom room. You can join our Zoom room, and let me put that up there. A lot of people like to ask what's the link to the Zoom room. And I just want to let you guys know, too, if you come in here, I do have moderators, here to assist me. Yeah, so you can join the Zoom room and get your question answered. I got a thing here for it. I'm trying to, boy, there's so many tickers on here. To join the Zoom room, click that. Yeah, that's the one that I'm supposed to be. Yeah, let me put that up here. Why come it doesn't work? Try. Can you see it? Oh, that's the wrong one. I apologize. Okay, hold on. I'm clicking the wrong ticker thing. Okay, so that's up here. You can join the Zoom room at www.sunnahfollowers.net, and that will bring you into the Zoom room. And here it is. Yeah. So you can either go to www.sunnahfollowers.net. That'll bring you inside the Zoom room, and you can use the microphone. And by the way, if you join Zoom, don't try to private message me, because even though I'm looking in your direction, I can't see anything that's going on in Zoom. I have moderators there, but I'm streaming through a streaming program. So all I can see is the streaming program. So don't send me a private message. If you're going to go into the Zoom room, type your questions there for Sister Fame, and inshallah she'll answer. Or you can also use the call-in number. We do have our cell phones. They are open, 862-370-2838. That's the number to dial to get your questions answered. Okay, so any questions you have, just go ahead and type them on the screen, and inshallah, I'll try to answer them. And as you're typing the questions, preparing them for me to answer, a lot of our classes, I've been getting a lot of comments about the classes. Yeah, you guys see that lagging? Okay, inshallah, it'll, just ignore it. It'll get better. I know it's, we talked about how Allah has his allies. Shaitan has his allies too. And Shaitan does not want you to get knowledge or understanding of this religion. Remember, when Islam spread throughout the Arabian Peninsula, Shaitan made a promise. He said, I will cause them to attack each other. I will put hatred in their hearts. I will cause them to be jealous of each other, attack each other, destroy one another. And this is also one of the hadiths that we spoke about yesterday. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Allah shared with him the knowledge as to what would happen to this ummah, how terrible the Muslims would become. The Prophet got afraid and he cried. And he said, oh Allah, don't punish them the way you punished the people of Noah by sending a flood or something. He said, and don't allow, since my people will divide and hurt each other, don't allow their enemies to overpower them, destroy them, wipe them out, genocide them. And Allah said, of your supplications, I grant you one. He said, I grant you the fact. He said that I will not allow the floods or anything like that to destroy your people. He said, but there's one of your supplications that I am not going to give you. He said, and there's nothing you can do to change my decision. Nothing you can do to change my decree. And that's another area he let the Prophet know where your nation will fail. Because the people of your nation, many of them will not be able to accept my decree. They will not be able to accept my decision in all matters. He said, your nation will never be overpowered and destroyed by its enemies. Instead, they will overpower and destroy themselves. They will oppress each other themselves. And that's what's happening now. Like I say, I've been on the net for so long, since 1986, giving dawah. Okay. I have never had a problem from the non-Muslims. And this is a fact. The non-Muslims never bothered me. You know, they know I'm here and they could care less. You know, they're doing their thing and I'm doing mine. All of my trials and tribulations have come from Muslims. Oh, yeah. The denizens of Shaitan, you know, who like to try to, you know, the hypocrites. They like to try to stomp out the truth. They don't want the truth to be known about the rights of women. They don't want the truth to be known about how to pray correctly. They don't want the truth to be known about how we're supposed to follow the companion's understanding, not scholarly understandings. So they always attack my website. So that's why you see this lag. This is a couple of denizens who are angry because they can't take me off the internet, you know. Young men, Muslim men from Africa, but they living in a different part of the world, United Kingdom. They're angry because they can't shut Laila up. So they try to nuke and do things like that to my server to try to stop my dawah to make. So that's what that lag is that you see. You see how I'm lagging? He's bringing it on like a jinn, you know, it's called nuking. He's nuking my IP. But guess what, bro? You can keep nuking. You might make me lag, but you can't take me down because I'm titanium. So you can keep nuking, but you can't take me down. I am titanium. People have been trying since 1986. Back in the days of cyber wars. I used to be an IRC operator on FNet. Yeah, I ran about several servers. Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. Those were my channels. I was one of the ops on Kuwait. An operator on Saudi, an operator on Egypt, and I also ran channel Iran. Me and Kufrit, remember that? Been around a long time. Y'all been trying to nuke me ever since. I'm still here. So you might get the lag, but it's destroying your computer because I'm on several servers. Titanium. All right. So any questions you guys got, just go ahead and type them on the screen and ignore the lag, because even though I might be slow moving, this voice cannot be shushed. I'm still here. All right. Okay. All right. So any questions that you guys have, you can start typing them on the screen, and inshallah, I'll try to answer them. And I have one question here from Sister Destiny. And by the way, welcome back, Sister Destiny. How you been? MashaAllah, sweetheart. It's good to see you again. You know, I got some good people. You know, we're not going to let the one bad Muslim brother who's got some issues, probably a Shari. I don't know what's going on with these sets and groups. You know, these Asharis been coming here. I ain't got time for that. Well, like I said, I'll get slow in movement. But the voice is here. Okay. Sister Destiny. Oh, do I have any operators here to read her question? I forgot y'all like that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before her, someone asked earlier, he said, is it highly recommended to fast on the day of Arafat tomorrow?
No. Like I told you guys, the only highly recommended stuff is the Ramadan. Ramadan is the only fast we have to do. But like Sheikh Saul was talking about, any voluntary deeds we do are great. And let's talk about that for a second. You know, Ramadan, the last 10 nights of Ramadan, those are the best nights of the year. Okay? Well, for Dhul Hijjah, as Sheikh Saud explained yesterday, these first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah are the best days of the year. So you get more rewards during the days of Dhul Hijjah, these 10 days. And you get more rewards during those last 10 nights of Ramadan. So if you fast the day of Arafat, you're going to get multiplied. Allah is going to multiply your reward and forgive you of your sins up to 700 times. But that's any good deed you do tomorrow. You know, a lot of us can't fast. Like me, I can't fast. I'm sorry, I'm too old for that. I'm just going to be real. The days are done. Laila was fasting since she was 7 years old. Oh, yeah, I've been fasting a long time. Well, now I'm too old to fast. I fast during Ramadan, and that's enough for me. I don't do no more voluntary fast the whole year. I don't. But what I do is this. I talk. What's my gift Allah gave me? Understanding of the religion and my tongue. So I talk. I give dawah. I'm getting a lot of blessings, inshallah, for these 10 days of doing all this dawah. And I usually beef my dawah up like I've been doing with these videos and stuff. So any good deeds you do are multiplied during these 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. If you can fast Arafat, go ahead. But if you can't because of medical reasons or anything, maybe you just can't, then Allah is not going to punish you, but do other good deeds. You can say, like Sheikh Saud talked about yesterday, say La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. That's one of the best deeds. Say Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi. Allah loves for you to say Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, because that's just praising him in the best way. So no, you don't have to fast, you know, but there's other good deeds you can do. Saying Allahu Akbar, Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, helping your parents, cleaning up your house, taking the garbage out. Just tighten up on your good deeds. But if you can fast, yes, do so, because it brings about a lot of rewards and forgiveness of sins. But if you can't, don't worry about it. Any good deeds, all good deeds you do during these 10 days are multiplied and bring about reward. You understand? And Allah knows best. The thing that I try to teach my students here, I try to teach my students, don't think that worship is limited to prayer and fasting. A lot of my students come from Sufi backgrounds. And I can tell because a lot of emphasis is put on praying and fasting. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said all good deeds are actions of charity. It's not just limited to fasting and praying. Helping your brothers and sisters in Islam. A kind word. A smile. These are all actions of charity. There's one sister here in our website. I got 3 people here. When I first logged on today, I wasn't feeling too good because this website is extremely stressful for me. Extremely stressful because I'm running it by myself, basically. You know, I got my moderators and people to help, but I'm doing all the other work, you know, the videos and all of that, plus donations. Oh my God, we are a nonprofit organization. And it takes over $2,000 a month to run this website, especially since I keep having to get more programs in here, you know, to make videos and to run SEOs. I do my own SEO and everything because I hired somebody to do it and he didn't do nothing. He ripped me off. So I got to do it myself. So I'm stressed out and I know that we don't have any money. So I came in here feeling so bad, and I was just talking to the sisters in Zoom. I'm like, I don't know what else we can do. to get donations. This is just the 14th of the month. This is still the beginning of the month, and the Zoom ain't came out, all these other expenses. I said, what are we going to do? We ain't got but $30 in our account. Well, two brothers and a sister, they saw how stressed out I was about this website. So they sent in some donations. And their simple donations, they took some stress off of me. What did the Prophet say? That's a good deed. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who relieves the distress of another Muslim in this world, Allah will relieve stresses for you in this world and the hereafter. That's a good deed. Plus, they were given in charity to not only me by relieving my stress, but they were given in charity to you. Because without their donations, we wouldn't be on the internet. Because if the Zoom room ain't paid, the streaming ain't paid, I guess what? I can't log on. And I just remember that. FAME. Write that down. Yeah, with the business, the internet. By the way, we got a business account. I can't afford to pay that. I've been paying it, but I can't pay. The business account is $150 a month. Oh yeah. Y'all see that I'm not lagging now, right? Pay attention. FAME, y'all see I'm not lagging?
Yeah, you're not.
This is why I have to have a business account. Because when these hackers, these Muslim hackers, the Asharis, want to take me out, he was nuking me, nuking my IP. Y'all see, it ain't working because I got a business account that gives protection against that. This is $150 a month for this internet. It allows me to not only give live classes, to stream, but it also allows me to upload at the same time. Why do y'all think my sound is perfect? My sound is perfect because I got the best and the fastest internet connection you can get. But it ain't free. It's $150 a month through Spectra. Y'all know Spectra's a ripoff, but it's the best in America. The fastest. I haven't paid that. So that's another $150 we need, FAME. Write that down. That's coming out. Otherwise, I won't be able to log on. Y'all might be waiting for me to join. Laila ain't got no internet. Because I have to have it to keep these hackers from trying to nuke me off. Y'all see I'm still here. That's because I'm running 3 VPRN protection servers. Pay for that. Nothing is free anymore on the internet, guys. So, so that's an example. Any good deed, anything that you do to help another person is a good deed. It's not just limited to fasting. Don't think that just because you fast, that's it. Or prayer. No. Help your Muslim brothers and sisters in Islam. And Allah knows best. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, but I forgot about that. We might be cut off. The internet might be cut off. That was due on the 1st. And that's not auto. I have to pay that. And I didn't. It's the 14th. I'm 14 days late. Fresno, 14 days late. Girl, I might be shut down tomorrow. Asharis. Not from your nuking. From the internet not getting paid. Okay. All right. Next question. SubhanAllah. I forgot about that. Remind me, FAME.
Okay, I wrote it down.
God.
And the next question is, I have not yet made up all my Ramadan fast. Is fasting the voluntary fast, such as the day of the Arafat, be valid?
No. And I want all you sisters and brothers to remember that. Allah does not reward us for voluntary deeds. If you are not doing the obligations, it just makes sense. Why should Allah reward you for doing something that you ain't got to do? You don't have to ever fast except Ramadan. That's why I told you. And by the way, Arafat, fasting on Arafat does not bring more reward than Ramadan. What's the reward of fasting the day of Arafat? Can anybody remember? Sheikh Saud taught you guys that yesterday. What's the reward of fasting the day of Arafat? Anybody remember? The reward for fasting Arafat is your sins from this year and last year are forgiven. That's it. What's the reward of fasting Ramadan, the whole month of Ramadan? Can anybody remember?
All your past sins forgiven.
All your past sins. Every sin you ever committed is forgiven. So y'all see that? Ramadan, fasting the month of Ramadan brings much more reward than one day of Arafat. And Ashari, a day of Ashuri. I'm going to share that with y'all. The companions stopped fasting that completely. That hadith about fasting the day of Ashura was canceled out. Allah sent down the month of Ramadan. The Muslims used to fast. The companions would tell you, we used to fast the day of Ashura until Allah sent down Ramadan. After Allah sent down the command to fast Ramadan, none of the companions fasted the day of Ashura anymore. Not Ibn Umar, not Ibn Abbas, not Aisha, none of them. Ramadan replaced the day of Ashura. So this is how Shaitan whips us. Because we don't know the hadiths. We do not understand the religion properly. So we end up neglecting our obligations. And we put emphasis on voluntary deeds that we don't even have to do. And this is how we're going to end up bankrupt on the day of judgment. You'll stand there before Allah with all these voluntary deeds, and he'll take them and throw them in the garbage because you didn't pray the obligatory prayers. You didn't fast the month of Ramadan. Does everybody understand? So you sisters have to make up your days of Ramadan. Don't be concerned about fasting on Arafat or Ashura. Like I told you guys, I don't even fast Ashura anymore because I follow the sunnah of those companions. I don't fast Ashura at all. Ashura was replaced with Ramadan. That's right there in all the authentic hadiths. We got to learn those hadiths, man. Yeah. So make up your Ramadan, sister. Forget about Arafat. Yeah, forget about it. Yeah. You're getting more blessings. Ramadan is forgiveness of all your past sins, not just 1 year and not just 2 years. It's all your sins. It's more rewarding. Okay, next question. Alhamdulillah. And thanks for asking that, Destiny. May Allah bless you, sweetie. Yeah.
The next question is, how should one act and think when it comes to making dhur, like being hopeful that Allah will accept and having moments where you feel that Allah hasn't accepted?
Okay, the moments of doubt. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said doubt comes from Shaitan, your personal jinn. Just like your personal jinn wants you to put emphasis on doing deeds that you don't have to do, and he wants you to neglect the deeds that you have to do, he also attacks us with doubt. He'll make you think that Allah is not going to accept. That's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, in order to be a believer, three characteristics must exist in your heart. You have to have love for Allah. You have to have fear of his punishment, and you have to have hope that he will accept. If you are lacking any one of those three ingredients, you are not a Muslim. to be honest. You're not a Muslim. That's why the person who commits suicide is a kafir and will be doing it over and over and over in hell and will never, ever, ever be forgiven because he gave up hope. We can never lose hope. To be a Muslim, you have to have love for Allah. This is what makes a Muslim. A Muslim, you have to have love for Allah. You have to fear his punishment and have hope of his mercy. So your personal jinn is going to try to get you to lose hope. Our jinn usually attacks us with the hope part. So he'll whisper to you and say, Allah doesn't care about your supplications. Allah ain't going to give you what you want. So just forget about it. Give in to your desires because Allah is too busy for you. You're nobody. He's not going to listen to you. That's your personal jinn putting doubt in you. And that's why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when this happens, when you find yourself losing hope, do the opposite. He said, do the opposite of what your jinn is trying to get you to do. Instead of stopping the dua, keep making it. Do the opposite. He wants you to think Allah doesn't care. Tell yourself Allah does care and keep making that dua. You never stop until it happens. And if it doesn't happen in this world, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that means it'll happen in the hereafter. So for example, you sisters keep making dua asking Allah to bless you with a righteous man. Don't sit there and say, oh, I'm still single. It's been 30 years. Keep making that dua. If you don't get a husband in this world, that means Allah got a righteous man waiting for you in paradise. Maybe it's a prophet. Maybe it's Jesus. Maybe it's the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or maybe it's a companion. Maybe it's Ibn Abbas. Maybe Umar got his eye on you. Maybe Abu Bakr got his eye on you. So never stop making dua. We keep making dua until it happens. If it doesn't happen here, that means it'll happen in the hereafter, inshallah. And Allah knows best. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Any other questions? Go ahead.
Okay, this next question is anonymous. Can a Muslim man be a stay-at-home dad while the wife works full-time if the couple agreed on that?
This is an example of the signs of the last hour. Remember, we talked about yesterday, why does Allah send war? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam detailed the things that will happen that will lead to the war against Islam. What's going on in Gaza, and it's not just Gaza. Like I told y'all, this war has been going on since the Bush regime. This genocide's been going on since the Bush regime. It's all been leading up. We had Iraq, the war, the Desert Storm, Iraq when they violated Kuwait and killed, raped, maimed. We had Bosnia. We had the Afghanistan genocide. We've had, this is Yemen. This has been going on since for years now, since the late 1990s. It's been, and it never stopped in Africa. It's been going on a genocide in Africa ever since. Forget about Idi Amin. It's been going on since Idi Amin. Okay. The Prophet told us why Allah will send war. What was the Hadith? The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, whenever the trust between us and Allah has been violated, and we will violate it, expect many wars. Her question is an example as to why the war in Gaza and Africa and all other parts of the world is happening. It came from Allah, not from the Zionists. The Zionists don't have that power. As Allah says, if all your enemies were to gather together to destroy you, they wouldn't be able to lift a finger unless I allow it. And if all the Muslims were to gather together to stop the war, they wouldn't be able to lift a finger unless I allow it. Allah sent this war to cleanse the earth because we have become a corrupt people. We have violated the amana, the trust of Allah. What do I mean? For example, Allah sent down the laws. He sent down the rules. Allah says that men, I created men. This is Allah speaking. It's in the Quran. He says, I created man to be the provider and the maintainer and the protector over women. So nowadays, we got men who don't want to be men. You want to be a woman. And Allah says, I created women to be the nurturing helpmate of the home. Allah did not create women to work. I am a woman. I just retired. And I can tell you, working was hell. It was hell having to go out my house every day and be a man, because that's what working requires, to be a man on my job. I had to fight for the rights of others. I ain't nobody's protector. That's a man's job to protect me. Then I had to be the protector of my clients. That's a man's job. I had to take clients down to the floor like a dude. Okay? I wasn't equipped for that. That's why my anxiety is off the hook. I'm paying the price of being a man for 36 years, where my anxiety is gone. I have to put up a harsh exterior. I have to walk around and like which I am. I am a master intimidator. I had to become a master intimidator because I'm always out in the public doing what a man's supposed to do, because I didn't have nobody to provide and maintain me. This is why Allah sent the war to Gaza and everywhere else, because it ain't just Gaza. The trust has been violated. The trust has been broken. Instead of us living our lives abiding by the laws of Allah, we have adopted our own laws. We've blurred the lines. We have blurred the lines with Allah. So is it okay for a man to stay home and be a wimp and his wife to go out and be a man? No, it's against nature, because Allah didn't create a woman to be a man, and he didn't create a man to be a woman. And Allah knows best. Next question. You brothers need to fear Allah. You brothers need to get up off your rockers and be men. And that's another one of the signs of the last hour. The prophet said, when that trust becomes broken, you will see women taking over the affairs of men. The women will be the keepers over men when this happens. The prophet said, when you live to see this happen, expect that the last hour is real near. And know that the war against Islam is near. So yes, the war against Islam is already happening, thanks to you, brother, sitting at home, being a wimp, while your wife be's a man. Thank you. Blame yourself. Don't blame the Zionists. And Allah knows best. Next question.
When a woman marries after she divorced with kids, who has more rights, her husband or her kids?
Which husband? What do you mean? If a woman remarries after what? Wait a minute. Oh, which husband? The father of the children? Is she asking? What is she? Make this worded a little differently. Is she asking, does the father of the kids? So reword it.
She said her new husband.
Her new husband ain't got no responsibility over her kid. Another example. Y'all see why the war in Gaza is going on. The same answer I gave to the first question. Those children don't belong to him. They ain't his responsibility. Those children have a father. Another example as to how we blur in the lines. The children are the responsibility of the father, who they come from, not somebody they don't come from. He ain't got no rights over your children except to treat them nicely. Their father is their father, and their father can never be fired. Just like you are their mother, and you cannot be fired. Your ex-husband's new wife cannot fire you as a mother and replace you. Well, your new husband cannot fire your ex-husband and replace him as a father. These are examples as to why Allah has brought the war. He wants to cleanse the earth of bad stuff like this. Blurred lines. Your husband that you have is not your children's father. So he ain't got no rights over them except to treat them with kindness like the Prophet Muhammad treated all his stepchildren. And Allah knows best.
Okay, she was asking a different question. She said she was going to reword it. No, she meant as a mom, who gets more rights, the husband or her children?
Okay, what is she talking about? Her new husband, old husband? Because now that's a totally different question. Tell her what husband she talking about. Because his answer, is she talking about the father? Tell her don't use the word husband. If she's talking about children, use the word mother and father. If he's not their father, then he don't say husband. Say a man who ain't their father. Because when we talking about children, we talking about the mother and their father, not a husband. So tell her to reword it the correct way. See, Laila, I'm a legal investigator. I read between the lines, and I'm very, very keen on words because I know how women play games because I'm a woman too. We're very manipulative. We can outsmart Shaitan if we want to. We can play the word game. Tell her if she's asking about the children's parents, ask about father and mother. Don't put husband in it. Because the answer is going to be the same no matter whether you married to him or not. And while she gets her question better, move on to the next one. Brothers out there, you got to be careful with women. Y'all better learn how to read between the lines like Laila doing. Women. All right.
Okay, the next question is, if you don't fast the month of dhul Hijjah, but you still do good deeds, will your deeds still be multiplied 700 times or more?
Yeah, I just answered that. Dhul Hijjah, good deeds are not just limited to fasting. A smile is a good deed. A kind word is good deeds. Teaching Islam is good deeds. Helping to cook dinner, cooking dinner, taking out the trash, taking a shower, taking a bath, combing your hair. Any good deed that you do during those 10 days is multiplied up to 700 times. Good deeds are not just fasting and praying, okay? And Allah knows best. So anything good that you do, Allah can reward you anywhere from 1 to 700 times. Okay? And Allah knows best. You got it? So anything good you do. Brushing your teeth. Yep, brushing your teeth. That's a good deed. Combing your hair. Wearing your hijab. Combing your beard. Those are all good deeds. Yes, and you get rewarded up to 700 times. Next question.
The next question is this hadith authentic? What does the hadith mean? Hakim asked the Prophet, ﷺ, the Messenger of Allah, a man comes to me and wants me to sell him something which is not in my possession. Should I buy it for him from the market? He replied, do not sell what you do not possess. What does that mean?
Okay, first of all, whenever you guys want to know if a hadith is authentic, it's not the wording. You look at the source. What's the source of the hadith? Is it from Imam Bukhari? Is it from Imam Muslim? Is it from Tirmidhi? Is it from Dawood? Is it a Muwatta hadith? Is it a Jami hadith? Is it a Hassan hadith? And all that. Okay, so I want to let that be known. Always look at the source. But I can answer this question because this is a very well-known hadith, and the source of this hadith is Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. It's also in Tirmidhi, and it's also in Muwatta. Yep, memorized all the hadiths by heart. That's my thing, hadith. Okay? And yes, it's authentic. It means how can you sell something that you don't have? For example, I tell you, Sister Sarah, I'm going to order some hijabs. I'm going to order 10 hijabs from Canada, and they're going to be black and red in color. And I'm going to sell them to you for $10 a piece. Give me the $10 now. We can't do that because anything can happen. Maybe something might happen and I never get those hijabs, but I done took your money. So this is called being just and fair. We don't sell anything that's not in my possession. I can't tell you I'll sell you my car, and I ain't even got a car. Wait till you get it in your possession and then sell it. And that's the same with zakat. That's why you don't pay zakat on something unless it's been in your possession for a year. So that's what it means. Don't go around selling stuff that you don't have. It has to be, I have to be holding that mouse in my hand. I'm going to sell you this mouse for $5 hand. Here it is. You can look at it. Now you can buy it. So yes, it's authentic. That source of that is Bukhari and Muslim and Muwatta. Okay. Next hadith. Next question.
Okay, going back to the sister earlier, she said, I got married and my kids live with their father. I feel bad, like I did something bad, as people are saying. I abandoned my children because I don't live with them. I see them often, so my question as a mom, not living with her kids, am I being unjust as a mom to my kids?
First of all, how old are your children?
And she also added, I try my best.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to make this real short and quick. How old, and I want everybody to pay attention. How old are your children?
She said 19, 17, and 10.
Your children are adults. So what are you asking? What is the question? This is not an Islamic question. This is a peer pressure question. I don't understand why it's even a question. It sounds like a mental issue. Your kids are adults. You got a 19-year-old, a 17. We're not talking about babies. You're talking about some grown adult children who you should be trying to get married, to be honest, especially in this day and age. So my answer to you is, why do you care what knucklehead people say to you? Your only concern should be what Allah says. There's nothing in Islam that says because you are not living at home with your grown kids, you've abandoned them. That sounds like America and the Western world at its worst. So why do you care what people say? You did your job. You raised your kids. They grown. So what is the problem? How did you abandon them? They're not nursing off of you. What is the weaning period of a baby? The weaning period of a baby is 2 years old. Your kids are way over 2 years old. So how have you abandoned them? Your children are adults. You taught them how to walk. You taught them how to talk. You taught them how to use the bathroom. You fed them. You cared for them when they couldn't care for themselves. Now they are grown. So what more do you think you're supposed to be at home doing for them? If anything, they should be doing for you now because they're grown. They're adults. This is called idiocy. And this is another example of that hadith, the trust. You fulfilled your trust to your children. What more is there left to do? There's nothing else you can do for them. You can't breastfeed them. You can't go in there and bathe them. You can't change their clothes for them. You cannot walk them to the school. So what trust have you not fulfilled? We have to start thinking like Muslims instead of thinking like Kafirs. We have to stop blurring the lines. We have to stop trying to be half Muslim and half Kafir. The Kafir lifestyle is not ours. We have to learn to distance ourselves from their beliefs, their lifestyle. What more do your children need from you? They're adults. You're going to go home and breastfeed them, change their diaper, give them a bath. They old enough to cook for themselves. What you going to do? They should be cooking for you. Sister, work on your deen, and Allah knows best. Learn what your role is as a woman. Learn what the children's role is as children, although your children ain't children no more. They adults. And keep it moving. Okay, is that clear? We ain't talking about no babies. We talking about grown women and men who need to be married. And when it comes to marriage, whose responsibility is that? That's their father's responsibility, not yours. You did your job. What else they want from you? It's time to grow up. The trust, the amana. That's why we have war. Yeah. Yeah, they should be taking care of her. What you mean? She ain't got no babies no more. What they gonna do? Nurse her? They want her bosom, her breast? What is this? I don't get it. Yes. Next question.
Next question is from Miss Jackson. She said, why don't you involve or Why don't you do individual or couple counseling for sisters and brothers?
Because that's what Islam is. It's that's why I'm glad you recognize that, Miss Jackson. The hadiths, the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet Muhammad completed his mission, and he completed the mission of every other prophet that came before him. There is nothing that we indulge in this world that he has not told us how to handle. He's taught us how to handle ourselves in all situations. But the problem is the Muslims, we're living in the days of fitan. The Muslims don't know the sunnah. The Prophet said the sunnah will become forgotten. The sunnah will become abandoned. The sunnah will become replaced with fatwa from man. That's the problem. The Muslims have deviated away from the traditional Islam. We're not practicing Islam with the understanding that those original companions had. We have a Western understanding where we think that a woman should go out and get a job and provide and maintain you, the family, while the man stay home and be the woman. That's what the West did. The West has corrupted us, where we think that even though my kids are well over puberty, I'm still supposed to nurse them. I'm still supposed to be a slave. That's the hadith. What's the hadith we went over yesterday? A woman will give birth to her master. I done birthed you. I'm your mother. You are grown kids. You kids are way over puberty, but y'all want me to come home and be your slave. I'm still supposed to breastfeed you. I'm still supposed to cook for you. I'm still supposed to give you a bath. I'm still supposed to wash your clothes. That's the hadith. A woman will give birth to her master. The question the sister just asked, do y'all see all these signs of the last hour? That's when the prophet said, when you live to see all this happening, know that Allah will send war to us. It ain't the Zionist fault. It's your fault for not learning your religion, Muslims. It's your fault because you don't know your role as a woman. It's your fault because you don't want to be a man. It's your fault that the war is here and it ain't going nowhere. It's going to get worse because everything is blurred. We're away from the hadiths. It's all about Arabic. Y'all keep on learning Arabic. It ain't going to save you because Arabic is just a language. You got to learn this religion. And the religion is not Arabic. The religion is those hadiths. Like the prophet said, you will never understand the Quran until you learn those hadiths. The hadiths are the explanation. Women don't know when to hold and fold as a mother. Men don't know how to be a man because they don't know the hadiths. But they can sing Alif Ba Ta Ta Jim Ha. We can do that. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next question. Exactly, sister.
When you pray the Jumma prayer, do you pray dhur as well?
No, and this is probably a new shahada. The Jumma prayer is the dhur prayer, but it's only done 2 rakats if you praying it at the mosque behind the imam. That's the dhur prayer. The imam is leading you in the dhur prayer, but the dhur prayer, because he's leading you, and that's our special day, is only 2 rakats. But it has to be behind him at the mosque. If it's not behind him at the mosque, then you pray the 4 rakats. The dhur prayer is the Jumma prayer. That's Jumma prayer. That's why I tell y'all, learn the meaning of these Arabic words. Jumma means congregation. The congregational prayer. We congregate to pray dhur. We congregate at the mosque to pray dhur on Fridays. And because we're all congregating at the mosque, and this is our special day, then it's only going to be 2 rakats on that day at that time. Y'all understand? So that is the dhur prayer, and Allah knows best. I hope she understands. Whoever it is, I hope they understand the answer. That is the dhur prayer.
Yes, it was clear.
Okay. Okay, somebody's asking me about polygamy. Is polygamy okay with me? One thing about being a Muslim that I want all of you to understand, we don't pick and choose what parts of this religion to accept. Muslim is an Arabic word that means submission, submission to Allah. So if I would take the Arabic away and you were to ask me, what am I would tell you, I am a person who submits to whatever Allah says. Whatever Allah commands me that is good and clean, I accept it. I submit. Whatever Allah tells me is bad and dirty, I accept. I submit. Polygamy is good and clean because Allah said it is. And because Allah said it's good and clean, I accept and I submit to my Lord, and it is good and clean. Any other questions? Just like my Lord said, fornication is bad and dirty. I accept that fornication is bad and dirty. I accept, I submit to my Lord. I don't fornicate. Does that answer your question? So yes, it's okay. Everything that Allah says is okay is okay. The only thing that's not okay is what he said is not okay. That's what differentiates the Muslims from the other people of the book. The Christians, they took their priest, they took their rabbis and made them gods over Allah by allowing them to change Allah's laws. We Muslims don't do that. We submit. We submit to whatever our Lord says without hesitation. And Allah knows best. Okay, next question.
Assalamu alaikum, sis Laila. Based on that thing that you just said, can a Muslim say that I submit to Allah's will? I believe in polygamy and everything. I have nothing to say about it. I submit myself, but I do not want to be in that relationship where I will have to be the first or second wife. Can a Muslim say
okay,
that?
we have to understand the meaning of words. What are you saying? All you saying is something that you don't want to do. What does the word submit mean? And what does the words I don't want to do means? I don't understand the question.
Well, based on just how I understand it.
Just like the first question today. Do I have to fast the day of Arafat? No. Is fasting Arafat good and clean? Yeah. But do I have to do it? No. And I'm not doing it. But does that mean I reject that Arafat is a good day? That's what you're asking me. Just because it's something that I don't have to do, does that mean because I don't do it, I reject the law? Y'all got to watch the wording y'all use. You know, who said anything about because it's something, because I choose to not fast the day of Arafat? Does that make me a kafir? That's Kharajite. That's why I want y'all to be careful how y'all think. A lot of y'all have Kharajite thoughts. Because a person's not doing something, you want to call them a kafir. Polygamy is good and clean because it's lawful. It's good and clean. I submit to all things that Allah says good and clean. But if I was married to a man like Fatima, the prophet's daughter was, polygamy is good and clean. Ali wanted to get married. She said, who are you marrying? Abu Jahl's daughter. Oh no! She's the daughter of the enemy of Allah. And I am the daughter of the prophet of Allah. I could never get along with her. She wasn't protesting against polygamy. She was protesting against him marrying a woman who was the enemy of Allah. She said, there's no way me and her could ever share or be anything. Do y'all understand? Y'all need to look at the meaning of words.
I got what you're saying, and that's what I wanted to. English is not my.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to break it down. And also I'm breaking it down for these people too.
Yeah, Jazakumullah, and I understand that. It's not that you're refusing it, you just don't want to do it. It has nothing to do with you not submitting to the will of Allah.
Yeah, submit means I
be careful.
Yeah, submit.
My son is there.
Yeah.
I talk to Sister Laila. You see how she's dealing with me? Do something, Eli. No, my son is he's in the class, so
yeah.
Submit
means to accept, guys. I accept. That's another word. Submit. I accept without question that it's true, that it's good, that it's clean. Just like I accept that if you want to fast on Arafat, it's a good thing. But I'm not fasting on Arafat because I don't feel like doing it. And it's not something that I have to do. I'm not rejecting it, but it's not an obligation. And the same thing with polygamy. Nowhere does Allah say that a woman has to practice polygamy. If she feels that, like Fatima, if she feels that it's something not good for her, she can say, I refuse it. I believe in it. It's good and clean, but it's just not for me. Just like fish. Fish is good and clean, but I don't like fish. I like lamb chops. I like meat. Don't give me no fish to eat. I mean, it's good and clean. It's just that it ain't for me. I'd rather have a steak, or I'd rather have a lamb chop, or I'd rather have some goat meat. Take the fish, knock yourself out. Y'all understand? So we have to know the difference, guys, between submittance and, saying that it's just not for me. We have the hadith where the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was with Khalid bin Walid and a few other companions. And they visited a tribe. And the tribe offered them some food. And a part of the meal was a lizard. Khalid bin Walid ate the lizard. He enjoyed it. But he looked and saw that the Prophet hadn't touched it. So Khalid bin Walid stopped eating. He said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, I noticed you have not tasted the lizard. Is it haram? Is it bad?" The Prophet said, "No, it's lawful. It's just that I choose to not eat it because it's not part of my culture." He said, "I've never had lizard before, so I don't want to eat it, but it's good and clean." So that's the same, when it comes to the voluntary things, guys, when it comes to the things that we don't have to do, because I don't do it, does not mean that I reject it. It just means that I am exercising the concession that Allah has given me. Does everybody understand? Did I break that down? Is that clearer for him, Sister Omi Barrel? Yeah, that's a concession from Allah. You're not rejecting it.
Yes, it's I understand. Jazakumullah khairan. Very clear.
Okay, alhamdulillah. And by the way, I prefer polygamy. Me, I like it. I ain't no one woman man. No one man woman. I got dawah to do. I ain't got time to cook, clean, all that stuff, had no babies. That ain't my life. I'm a dyer. I'm committed to Allah. So I prefer to be the third or fourth wife. Oh, yeah. Make me number 4 or number 3. Let them other women take care of all that stuff, making babies and cooking, cleaning, washing. I'm on the internet. I got a stream, man. Yes, polygamy is good and clean. I believe in it really well. I ain't gonna get married unless it is polygamy. By the way, you understand, brothers? I'm into polygamy. If you ain't got 2 or 3, don't call me. I ain't got time for you. Hello, it's good and clean. Okay. Next question.
The next question is, I go to an executive board masjid and no imam. Is my prayer accepted when I pray behind a no imam?
Okay, Brother Abdullah, who's leading you in prayer? When you go to the mosque, what's going on? You just know who's leading you in prayer. Girl, I'm glad we got donations because, girl, they come. I told y'all this weekend we would have been overdrawn. That was my phone clicking because one of the bills, I forgot about SoundCloud, y'all. SoundCloud just came out of our account. Yeah, SoundCloud. Yeah. Okay, so there's somebody leading the prayer, or is everybody just doing their own thing? Is there one brother leading y'all in prayer? Or are you just praying to the wall and somebody praying to that wall? And is there one person who y'all are standing behind, praying behind? Brother Abdullah, is there one man leading all of y'all in prayer? What the heck is this? Brother Abdullah, get your behind to the masjid. No, listen to the question. Is there one brother who is leading everyone else in prayer? I don't care if it's today is Tom. Tom's going to lead you today. The next prayer, Jerry. Jerry leads us. The next prayer, here comes Sam. Sam leads us. Is there one man? Y'all all congregate. I don't care if the man switches, but are y'all praying behind one person? Okay, that one person is the imam. This is why we have to learn English. The English meaning. Imam is an Arabic word that means leader. Take me to a leader. One man must lead the people in prayer. That's what imam means. It means a leader. I am the imama of this website. What does that mean? In English, I am the leader of this website. I am the leader of my home. If my granddaughter was here and she was going to pray with me, I am the imama. I am the one to lead. So an imam is not a person that went to college and got a degree. An imam is one person that we pick to lead. Do you understand now? Did I explain that in good English? Y'all help me. Am I explaining this? This is what I'm always telling y'all. Don't get confused with Arabic. Arabic is a language. It just means one person to lead. Imam does not mean scholar. An imam is not a scholar. An imam is not an ulama. An imam is not nobody of authority. He's just a leader that's leading you in prayer for right now. Do you understand? Does it make sense, Brother Abdullah? Let me know. And yes, because you have a brother leading you in prayer, yes, you're getting the reward. Yes, long as there's a brother, it don't matter if he's Tom, Dick, or Harry. It can be, long as it ain't no female, because that's another problem. We got females trying to be imamas. Yeah, it don't matter who the man is, as long as it's a man. They might have you be the imam one day. They might ask you to lead, because some masajids do that. They rotate.
You got come over there. No.
Yeah. Okay. So is your question answered? Yeah. Long as they got a brother leading y'all good to go. Yeah. And you getting the full reward. Yes. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Next question. Yeah. Next question. Go ahead.
And then Brother BK, he said, just a side note, I do not have a PayPal account. Can you send me a link where I can pay by Visa, debit card, and in pounds sterling?
Okay, well, I don't have any other link except PayPal for that, especially because PayPal is the one that transfers that money into US dollars. May Allah bless you, Sister BK, but PayPal is the only way that you can do that, because PayPal automatically converts it into US dollars. Yeah. PayPal is the only one that does that, I think. Yeah. May Allah bless you, sweetheart. May Allah bless you. Yeah. Next question. Go ahead. Yeah. And that's a good question, guys, that Brother Abdullah asked, because you might find yourself in a situation like that, and for the new shahadas, they don't know, they think that an imam is a scholar or something. They don't know. Imam just means a leader. As long as there's one brother leading you and all of y'all, then you're fine. It can be a different brother. They might ask you to lead one day. Yeah, then you're fine. That's a good question he asked. Allah knows best. Yeah, go ahead.
The next question is, can we Muslims celebrate holidays like Juneteenth?
This is a good question too. And again, it goes back to the meaning of the Shahada. For my new Muslims, they need to understand. When you testify to La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, we are also pledging allegiance. You know how here in America, they make you pledge allegiance to a flag if you ain't no Muslims, we don't do that. Well, when we say La ilaha illallah, when you convert to Islam and you declare La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, you are pledging. You are pledging that your allegiance is to Allah, it's to the Prophet Muhammad and the religion of Islam. And you're also pledging that you will disassociate from anything, any other way of life other than the religion of Islam. Juneteenth is not a part of Islam. That's part of the Black slave days. That's part of America's history. When the America decided to liberate the Black slaves, that has nothing to do with Islam. So we disassociate from that. Okay? So no, as Muslims, we don't take part in any holidays that are not a part of our religion. Because when you took Shahada, when you said La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, you pledged that any other cultures, any other traditions that are not a part of Islam, you will not take part in. So no, we don't participate in Juneteenth. Just like we don't participate in Mother's Day. We don't participate in birthdays. We don't participate in Thanksgiving or any of that, because it's not our culture. Our culture is Islam. We don't have allegiance to a race. We don't have allegiance to a country. We don't have allegiance to a flag. Our allegiance is to Allah, to the Prophet, and to the religion of Islam. And Allah knows best. Okay?
The next question is, Eid is on Sunday. Is it okay I stay home, but I make a cake and celebrate at home with the kids? Or is it a certain way to celebrate Eids?
Okay, the Eid prayer is also not an obligation. Now that's an example of a highly recommended sunnah. It's a highly recommended sunnah. But is praying the Eid prayer an obligation? No. But it's something that I would recommend that you do, especially with your children. I would highly recommend that you allow your children to go to the Eid so they can celebrate with the other Muslim children, because this is our culture. We only have 2 holidays. We only have 2 holidays out the year. If you don't want to go, that's fine. But I would highly recommend that you let the children go so they can partake of the festivities of this beautiful day of ours. Okay? But no, it's not an obligation. If you want to stay home. But I would highly, highly recommend you let those kids go. And you can make them a cake. Make them a cake. But let them interact with the other kids if you can. Okay? And Allah knows best. Next question.
And Brother Malik wants to know, do you have to go to the Eid? I know it is a voluntary deed.
Okay, well, you just answered your question. Look at your question. Didn't you just answer it? Since it's a voluntary deed, do you have to go, Brother Malik? Since it's a voluntary deed, this is why I'm a stickler on the words. See, the Ruwaybida. Who are the Ruwaybida? The Ruwaybida. These are the Muslims that have a lot to say about politics. They're real smart. They know how to articulate. They can speak well. They know what the word volunteer means. They know what the word obligation means. And they can chew. They're like a cow that chews a cud, as the prophets say. They can play with those words. They know what they're saying. Okay? But the people of the Sunnah, we got issues. We don't understand Anglo. We don't know the difference between voluntary and obligatory. These are all signs of the last hour. Yeah, so if it's a voluntary deed, do I have to do it, guys? Who can answer that question? If something is voluntary, do I have to do it? Can anybody answer that?
No, you don't.
Exactly. You don't have to do anything that's voluntary. What you have to do is what Allah said you have to do. That's called obligatory. They're opposites. Look up the meaning of obligatory and the meaning of voluntary. They're opposites. Yeah. Yeah. But if you people can go to the Eid prayer, try to go. I don't go. I don't go because for 36 years, I worked third shift and I wasn't able to go. And now I'm not going because every time I go to the mosque, it's fitna. And I ain't got time for no fitna. I'll be on the internet streaming. I'm always streaming the Eid prayers to people. So I'll probably be streaming somebody's Eid prayer. Yeah. Any other questions?
How do you deal with a narcissistic father in a respectful manner?
I don't know. That's a broad. You just have to be gentle. Just learn how to ignore. You don't want to be disrespectful, so just learn how to, and that's a hard thing. You have to just learn to ignore and know your limits. Try not to transgress the limits of Allah. It's hard to deal with any parent, narcissistic or not. Make dua, asking Allah to bless you with patience, to allow you patience and the ability to control your tongue. That's what I do. Because me and my mother, we argue all the time, and I just hate that. And I'm always asking Allah to make it easier for me to deal with my mother, because it's just always like this. Just keep making dua and just try to be more mindful. Try to be more mindful and be patient with them. That's the best I can say, because that's something that I'm struggling with. That's one of the problems in my life, dealing with my family, my mother. It's just always this. SubhanAllah. Okay, Miss Jackson said that she's a Black family. Okay, where do you live at, Miss Jackson? What state? What state do you live in? I know what you're talking about, how you feel. What state you live in? I'll tell you where to go. Because this is the problem, guys. Racism. I know what she's talking about. We got a serious problem. Oh, Seattle? We got a lot of Muslim sisters here in Seattle. What you can't find a Black? My best student lives there, Pfizer. She lives in that area. They'll accept you. Pfizer, you know anything about racism there? Which mosque is it, Miss Jackson? Give me the name of the mosque. Let me look it up. What's the mosque near you? I can tell you. Give me the name of the mosque. I'll tell you if it's racist. I told y'all how to tell. Give me the name of the mosque near you. I'm going to look it up now. Oh, Des Moines. Oh, where's Goldie? Ain't Goldie there? That's where Goldie lives. Hold on, let me check it out. That's Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa? What's the name? Miss Jackson, give me the name of the mosque. Don't tell me the area. Just type the name of the mosque and I'll look it up. I can tell you. Okay, just type the mosque name. And I can look the mosque up right quick and tell you. Okay, while she's typing that name, give me the next question.
The next question is, why does the Imam start saying takbir for around 20 or 30 minutes at the Eid? Is that an innovation?
No, that's probably just how he does it. He's probably allowing people to come there. I don't know. He's probably waiting for people to come. Yeah, what's the name of the mosque? Just give me a name and I'll tell you if it's racist. I'll look it up real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Go ahead. Oh, that's the name of it? Okay, let me look it up. See who the imam is. Okay, hold on. Let me check it out. I never even heard of that mosque. Let me check it out, though. Federal. Oh, God. Look at this little place. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to check it out. Well, Not racist because they got a black man doing the khutbah. Miss Jackson, the khutbah is being, they got a picture of a black man doing the khutbah. And black people in the audience. Oh, there's 3 or 4 blacks there. Look like they from Africa too. You should be good. Oh, I think I know who this is too. Hold on, guys. Let me check this bro out. I think I know this dude. Yeah, they're not racist. They got black people there. Go to that mosque. You might like it because it's a small Islamic center. Go to this one, ICFW. Oh, and he's Egyptian. Oh, yeah, you'll be fine there. They got black people there, and this imam here is Egyptian. The Egyptians are not racist because they Africa. Yeah, oh, here's another black brother. He's from Somali. Oh, I know these people. There's another Egyptian. Good mosque. Oh, I know him too. MashaAllah. See, I usually know these bro. Oh, yeah, he's a friend of this one of Dr. Jamali's peoples. Yep. Go there. You'll be fine. Oh, look at him. He's Chinese. Oh, here's another black brother. They got a lot of black people here, sister. I know this dude.
The first thing is that do not be impressed by someone else's life. Live.
Girl, you might like that mosque. They got a lot of black imams there. This brother's from Africa. I know of him. He's and the other guys are Egyptians. I know him too. This one here wanted to marry me. Hello. This one here wanted to marry me. Hello. You'll be fine there. I had to tell that one no. Oh, yeah. They're not racist. Yeah, they know my website, too. So, yeah, you'll be fine there, Miss Jackson. They know about me and my website, and they know Dr. Jamali, too. So you should be good. Yeah. Next question.
The next question is,
Say it.
Huh?
We couldn't hear you?
Oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, do I have to name my child an Arabic name, or can I choose whatever name I like?
No, there's nothing in Islam that says you have to have an Arabic name. I keep telling you guys, Arabic is a religion. I mean, it's not a religion. It's a language. It's language. It's not a religion. Arabic is just another language. All beautiful names belong to Allah. The angels of the throne, they glorify. There's one hadith. Some of the scholars say it's authentic. Some of the scholars say it's not. I support the view that it is authentic. There's the angels of the throne. They glorify Allah in every language known to man and languages not known to man. So no, there's nothing in Islam that says you got to speak Arabic or be an Arab to be of virtue or to be of paradise. Okay, and Allah knows best. Yes, next question.
Those are all now.
Oh, okay. I gave my daughter a Pakistani name. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Arabic. Yeah, this sister here is typing that they told her that. Yeah, a lot of people, and there's no hadith that says that. There is no hadith that says that Arabic is the language of paradise. No. All language comes from Allah. He's the one that decreed it. The people who say that, like I told you guys, a lot of people call themselves Muslims, but they don't believe in the qadr of Allah. Those are the pagans. Those are the fire worshipers of our nation. Okay? Allah is the one that decreed for you to be whatever race you are, whatever color you are, to speak whatever language you speak. That's all Allah's plan, not yours. And Allah doesn't make mistakes, and Allah doesn't forget. So none of that stuff about Arabic, is true. It's just racism. That's just another example as to how the amana has been violated. We're back to that tribalism and racism and all the other isms that separates us, that brings about the anger of Allah. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, Sister Miss Jackson, make sure you go for the Eid prayer, because I believe you're going to like that community. Yes, it has Black people in it, and I think that they'll welcome you, and I think you're going to like the lectures. The imams, they give good khutbahs there. These are Egyptians and Africans. They got some Somalis there. They got some everything there. I think you'll like it. Yeah. How can you deal with someone who curses a lot? It's hard to deal with that. So just try to, every time they do it, try to make them stop. Tell them that it's not nice. It's not good. Is he coming back to where? Sheikh Atlee is. Sheikh Atlee will always be a part of this website, guys. We use his books and stuff. Yes, this website still has his name on it. Yes, this is part of Sheikh Atlee. This is his dawah too. He's not gone. He just doesn't lecture on here. He doesn't need to. We're using all his books. I'm teaching his books. No, there's no need for him to, because I'm teaching. I'm a better teacher of his books. I'm teaching his books.
Sister Laila, sister, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So she said that she's been listening to you for over the past couple months now, and she used to be well, I'm assuming that she's practicing her deen now. I'm assuming that's what she's saying. Okay. And then she said that she's listening to your classes and everything, and she's trying to follow and do the correct thing of learning, but her and her husband is clashing on teaching the kids. She's teaching her kids what she's learning, and then he's teaching something else. What advice can you give her?
The only advice I can tell her is these are the signs of the times, because I don't know what her husband's teaching, but unfortunately, most people do not follow the Sunnah. Again, like the Prophet said, the true Islam, traditional Islam, will become forgotten and abandoned. So I don't know what her husband's teaching, but very few people teach the true Sunnah. These are the signs of the time. This is why Allah brought this war. What is her teacher? Ask her, what is her husband teaching them? What is he teaching them? If he got a problem with this is true Islam. So that means if he's got a problem with them learning this, and that means he's an innovator or something. What is he teaching? Is he Wallace D. Muhammad? That's what I'm asking.
She says she think he's Mutazila. She think he's Mutazila. That's what she's trying to spell, I'm assuming.
Yeah, what is that, Sufism? So, she think he's a Sufi? What's he teach? Like, tell her what in particular.
Shiite? Oh, Shiite.
Oh, girl,
Shiite.
If he's a Shiite, she can't be married to him. What is he teaching? Tell her she got to be specific. Because if her husband's a Shiite, she can't, they hate the Prophet. I mean, they hate the companions. Is she married to a man that slanders Aisha, radiallahu anha? If she's married to a man like that, she needs to get out of that marriage, because he's not a Muslim. The Shiites do not believe in the Sunnah of the companions or none of that. They don't even believe in Bukhari and Muslim, none of that. So if she's married to a Shiite, she got a big problem. Her marriages needs to be dissolved immediately, because he's going to teach her children to hate Abu Bakr. He's going to teach her children to hate Umar. He's going to teach her children to hate Aisha, radiallahu anha. He's going to teach her children that Aisha was a prostitute. Astaghfirullah. Tell her she can't be with no man like that. If she's following me, then she needs to dissolve that marriage, pack her bags, get the heck away from that dude. Because that dude is an enemy of the Prophet. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who is an enemy to any of my companions is an enemy to me. And anyone who is an enemy to me is an enemy to Allah. So she needs to get out of that. My advice to her is pack her bags and get the heck away from that renegade, because he's not even a Muslim. He doesn't believe it.
Okay, she's saying he's not an enemy to the companions. It's just some of his teachings is misconsuming.
Okay, now she's changing everything. See, when we talk about leaving your man, this is what I'm talking about with you women. This is why a lot of these brothers don't like dealing with the women. They'll tell y'all to go put a bag on your face, wear black, and stay home and shut up. Because y'all, soon as I tell y'all, y'all ask me questions that you don't want to hear the answer to. And when I give you the answer that you need to get out of that relationship, now you're going to change it and say, oh, he's not a Shiite. Oh, he's teaching okay. The total opposite of what you just said 5 seconds ago. We women, that's why the Prophet said there'll be more of us in hell than men. Our stubbornness, our arrogance, and our inability to accept the truth and do what we supposed to do. So either your husband is a renegade or he ain't. How did he go from being a Shiite now to a nice dude? What happened? What's he teaching? What is he teaching that is not correct?
She said,
see, I'm another woman. Women.
She said she don't know the difference between a Shiite and a Sufi. But she's saying that the classes, when she's saying that, when she's listening and she's trying to teach what she's learning from you, he's the opposite.
But what is he doing that's opposite? Because the opposite of me is Shiite. Tell her she can't fool another woman. You can't fool another woman. The opposite of what I teach is Shiite. I teach love for the Prophet and his companions. The opposite of what I teach is hatred towards them. Do she want to get more specific and start telling us what he teaching? Can't trick another woman. We got to let the men go. You got to know when to hold and know when to fold, sister. That's your test from Allah. Do you truly love Allah, or do you love that Shiite man? That's your personal test. Okay, next question. May Allah help her. If you want to cover your face, go ahead, Miss Jackson. What's the problem? Sounds to me like you got some personal issues going on. What woman feels comfortable covering her face? You got some insecurities, Miss Jackson. Miss Jackson. It keeps... Okay, but yeah, if you want to cover, you can. Yeah, I'm just teasing you. I'm teasing you. Yes, if you want to wear niqab, go ahead, sister. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's your choice. Long as you know that you ain't got to. Nothing wrong with that. Some women like to cover their face up, you know. I ain't one of them. I get too much attention when I do. When I cover my face, I end up getting too much attention because it's the eyes that pop. Yeah. But if you want to cover your face, go ahead. And you know what I was thinking that? I wanted to say that because I'm like you. You probably got some OCD issues like I do. Oh, I'll put a mask on in a heartbeat. Oh, yeah. But if you want to cover your face because of COVID, I don't blame you, girl. Especially if you hanging around people that don't cover their mouth when they talk. If you hanging around Muslims, and a lot of these Muslims don't cover their mouth. You hanging around some Muslims that don't cover their mouth, this is what I do. I'll do it in a heartbeat. My best friend here tell you, I'll take my hijab and do this in a heartbeat and throw a mask on top of it. I got OCD too. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, but if you want to wear one, go ahead. I understand.
Yeah, I have a question here. My parents are pressuring me to go to college. However, personally, I don't want to go. Am I sinful for disobeying them, as my mother says?
Again, it's the same thing we talk about all the time. Whatever good deeds we do, if you want your good deeds to be accepted, they have to be done for the sake of Allah, not for the sake of your husband, not for the sake of your mother, not for the sake of nobody else. If I want to, like Miss Jackson, if Miss Jackson wants to cover her face, if she wants Allah to accept that, she has to do it for the sake of pleasing him, not to make her husband happy. Because a husband don't matter. It's about paradise is through Allah, not through your husband. So the same with you going for college. If you want to go to college to get a degree because you want Allah to be proud of you, then you go to college and get a degree. But if you're doing it just to please your mother, Allah doesn't accept it. You won't get no reward from Allah. You will please your mother and father, but you ain't going to get no barakah from Allah for that. Do you understand, guys? We talked about that. The two conditions. In order for our good deeds to be accepted, two conditions must exist. Number one, the deed must be done solely for the sake of Allah. Number two, the deed must be done the way Allah legislated. If those two things don't exist, Allah does not accept. If you don't want to go to college, tell your parents you don't want to go and ask them to get you married. That's the problem. We need to get married. We're putting all this emphasis on college, and then we wonder why we have a high apostasy rate. Why is it that our daughters are coming home pregnant with kafir babies in their stomach? You emphasize the life of this world. That's that hadith too. You know, the trust, whenever the amana, the trust is violated. Y'all see why I don't cover my face? Look at all the people that came in here when I put this on. That's why Laila don't cover her face. Sheikh Atlee will tell you that. That's why Laila don't cover her face. As soon as I did that, look at all the brothers that then came in here. That's why I tell y'all, Allah knows better than man. And the prophets' wives didn't cover their faces like that either, because the eyes are the keys to the soul. They wore hoods that came down to cover their eyes, where all you could see was this, not the eyes. All right. Arabic eyes. There's no eyes like the Arabic eyes. All right. Next question. That's the last question.
There's one more.
Okay, go ahead.
And this one is anonymous as well. A sister wants to know, I'm renting right now, but I want to buy a house. So when something happens to me, my children have a house to stay in. Where do I go for the process so I won't end up paying interest?
There is no way out of that. Everything is interest. And this is another one of the signs of the last hour. That's still that hadith. We will sell Islam for the life of this world. Why does Allah send war? Allah says whenever we violate the amanah, his trust, interest, that's a major sin in Islam. Your love for your children is more than your love for Allah. So you will do the worst sin possible, which is interest, just to leave your children something behind. Astaghfirullah, sister. Your children don't need no house from you. You better find your way. The best gift you can give your kids is Allah. Teach your children about Allah. That's the gift. Because as long as your children have Allah, then they will always have a home in this world. And they will have a home in the hereafter. Don't sell your children and your soul for the life of this world, for a stinking house that can fall down, get blown up, get infested with termites. And you might get sick of looking at it. That's why I never bought a house. I like to move. The life changes. I get sick of looking at it. I want something different. I want to go flyer. A house ain't all that it's cracked out to be. Give your children Allah. And Allah knows best. Next question. No, brother, and no, don't come in here with that, because you know you will get kicked out of here. Yeah. All right. Okay, so I think that's all the questions for today. This was a good Q&A show. Sorry that you couldn't take me down, Ashari. You nuked me. But we need donations, guys, to cover this website. Y'all see how he couldn't take me down? This brother been nuking me for 2 hours. He made me laggy, but I'm still here. I am titanium. I keep telling you, when you got Allah, Allah is your protector, Hakim. When you got those angels of mercy surrounding you, I got the angels of mercy all around me. I am titanium. You can't take me down. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm still standing here. You've been nuking for 2 hours. And by the way, for these 2 hours, I want you to know that I recorded you and your IP. Oh, yeah. I told y'all I was an FNet IRC op. And I'm getting ready to send a little friend to your email. You ever heard of an email bomb? Check your email or don't check it. Okay? I'm still here. All right. So, inshallah, guys, I'm going to close out for today. I will be posting up. And by the way, check out the shorts that I did post up. And I'll try to, I'll upload this. But check out the shorts. I still got some more shorts I'm getting ready to put out from my Signs of the Last Hour class. I put 7 out. I'm going to put some more out. We got Sheikh Saud. Alhamdulillah, Sheikh Saud shorts are out. Dr. McBride, did y'all see the views? My God, Dr. McBride's shorts got a lot of views, like 1,000, 2,000. One of them got 4,000 views. So I'll try to work to be up tonight, putting out some more shorts. And don't forget tomorrow, Dr. Asim's class, his topic. Let me give y'all his topic. His topic tomorrow is, where is it at? Where's Dr. Asim's? His topic is, here it is. Oh, gosh. Women's status in Islam versus other civilizations. So I guess tomorrow his discussion is going to be on how Allah has elevated us over other women, our status, our role as women compared to the role of Roman women, Greek women, non-Muslim women, Christian women, Jewish women, and all of that. And by the way, y'all want to see a video of Dr. Asim from 30 years ago?
History has shown that woman has gone
and he wants y'all to look at this video.
During their...
Hold on, let me
so history has
copy
shown
it.
That woman has gone and had gone through difficulties and hardship.
Look at this stuff. I'm gonna type. I put this link here for y'all. Hold on. He wants y'all to look at this video. Let me come on here. View channel. Right? How do I put it on here? I got to come to my channel. And okay. He wants y'all to look at this video. I'm gonna type the link here. How do I just put it here? Look. Can y'all see it on it? That's the link. He wants y'all to go to that link and watch that video because he talked about the status of women in Islam. That's a lecture he gave 30 years ago when he was still in grad school. He's got 6 PhDs since then. You know, he got about 6 PhDs, but that's when he was in grad school. He wants y'all to watch that video so you can hear him talk about the status of women in Islam. And then tomorrow we'll come in and discuss it. All right. His class is at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you have my class at I think you got my class at 6. Yeah. And then we have a class at 9. So inshallah, I'm going to close out for tonight. I'll see you guys here tomorrow at 4 for Dr. Asim. Make sure y'all check out that video of him. Yeah, he was young there. And one of the sisters here said, that's Dr. Yeah, that was 30 years ago. He was in grad school and he gave a lecture. He became an imam of a masjid too back then too. I think he was the imam of some mosque in Texas. Yeah. All right, guys. So inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.